Welcome to the David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? So we're going to have a little bit of fun, and this is going to be something that we haven't done before. Usually people come on and we just sit and talk and we have a little bit of fun, and sometimes they play a song and sometimes they don't. This time we're going to have Miss Jennifer Alvarado. Did I say that right? No. I didn't say that right. Tell
Alvarado.
Me. Alvarado. And we just went over. I'm terrible with names.
It's okay.
I'm telling you, I am terrible.
That's why I call people avocado. Like, I tell them my name's Avocado. Just,
Avocado?
yeah, so it'll start. It'll get them in the right direction.
Wow. Guac it up, baby. So we're going to start this off with a song.
Yes.
That is called Rock This Way.
Yes. Or guac this way.
You could guac that way. I don't care.
Like a crazy train moving on down the track. Too scared to look forward, don't want to look back. Bird free fun in a neon sky. We were born to take it easy on a sweet slow ride. Like burnt out jukebox still plays rock and roll. Your love soothes my soul. We're gonna rock this way to the beat. Steady as a drum, gonna prove us right and prove them wrong. And we keep on keeping on like favorite song playing on the radio and singing out of the top of your lungs. We're gonna rock this way to love. Don't let the sound of your wheels while they're turning ever drive you crazy. You gotta keep on, never stop believing and hold me, baby. So walk this way while you give me a kiss. Well, can you handle this? We're gonna rock this way to the beat. Steady as a drum, gonna prove us right and prove them wrong. And we keep on keeping on like favorite song playing on the radio and singing out of the top of your lungs. We're gonna rock this way to love. And you don't have to cry no more, 'cause I'm coming home to you. Oh, my. Well, I'm singing this song for you. We're gonna rock this way to the beat. Steady as a drum, gonna prove us right and prove them wrong. We keep on keeping on like favorite song playing on the radio and singing out of the top of your lungs. We're gonna rock this way. We're gonna rock this way. We're gonna rock this way to love.
All right. I need that little button over here that does the clapping stuff.
The applause.
The applause stuff. That would be awesome. I could just add that in there. That's a good song, girl.
Well, thank you.
I like that.
That was in my trash pile.
In your trash pile?
Yeah, it was.
See, now, look, I tell everybody, some of the best songs you've ever heard are in the back of somebody's closet.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
They just needed to take and dig it out and have some fun with it, you know. Everybody's their worst own critic.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I wrote that one, like I was coming off of this whole period of time of just, I don't know, like you get in moods with writing, and like mine was like the sad girl phase of life where everything was like, ugh.
I call it the goth girl phase.
Okay, well, then, yeah, I was definitely in that. And everything was super sad, and I was like, I can't write another sad song. Like, I have to write at least one happy song about something.
Oh, yeah.
And I love classic rock. And so I made a challenge to myself of basically seeing how many songs I could reference in one little thing to try to break out of sad girl phase.
Oh, God, that's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Just to add in there. I mean, that was just, oh, my God.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like to challenge. Like, I like those little things because it forces you out of, especially when you're on like this path of just a rut.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to do something to like shake it up and move
Oh,
in
yeah.
a different direction. So,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know how to do that, though, you know?
yeah.
I was bad about it.
Well, I think too, people see what works sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I'm probably going to get flack for this, but I mean, look at the industry right now. People
yeah, no.
see.
I'm not looking at it.
Okay, fine. But I mean, if you look at the trends and stuff, people get
Yeah.
on those trends and it's like, well, that's work for everybody else. Therefore it should work for me too. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, and that was something I had to learn over time was if you're not being true to yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. Like you can fake it for a little bit.
Yeah. And you can cookie cutter all you want.
Yeah. You can use all the little rules and the phonetical whatever and
Yep.
and count your syllables and
everybody dress the same,
Yes.
and everybody wear the same hat, and everybody wear the same boots, and this and that. And it's no, to thine own self be true.
fancy Ray Baker.
That's the way I look at it. You used to have fun with it.
Yeah.
It-
Well, but it was especially when, because I grew up a perfectionist. I'm still a perfectionist, let's be honest.
Yeah,
But,
I know that feeling.
But I learned over time that that can kill you in an instant because you're trying so hard to fit in this bubble and this mold that you were never intended to fit into. And it completely kills your creativity. It kills your confidence in
Yeah.
what you're doing. It honestly kills your passion in what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
it does.
I had to change the way I was looking at things.
That's what I did. It was bugging me. It was too high.
Oh. I was like, what's happening? Okay.
I'm playing with the microphone. And trying to get some room in these pants. Did these pants shrink? I've gained weight or something. I don't know what's going on. I read a thing on Facebook today. I laughed my ass off. This friend of mine posted this, and it was like, eat whatever you want to eat. Have the fancy foods. Have the fancy drinks or whatever else. Just do it naked. You'll never know.
And we'll catch up with you. Yeah.
Your pants won't cut your oxygen off. I mean, you're good, you know.
I mean, I think that's what happened during COVID. Like everybody was wearing sweatpants and it was like, oh, we're still good. They still work.
You know,
Comfortable.
I noticed, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but I've noticed if you go through a period where you're just wearing sleep pants and sweatpants and stuff like that with the real stretchy material and all that other stuff, you go put on a pair of blue jeans and you're like, oh my God,
Shrank. What happened?
what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheetos. That's what happened.
No, I mean, I've thought, because you see yourself every day, you don't notice things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have to put on like normal pants again. And it's like,
Yeah, it's well, see, the ladies get by with it because they got the yoga pants and the black stretchy pants and all this other stuff.
yeah, but even then, at some point, you got to put on normal pants. Like you've got to put on either slacks or jeans.
Throw on a dress. You ain't got to worry about it.
Even then, though,
I could throw on a kilt,
you could.
then go to Longhorns. That was not a plug for Longhorns, by the way. Okay. So you brung me an album.
Did. Hopefully you don't hate it.
No, well, I'm going to play it, but it's a CD, so I got to find a place where I've got a CD player around here somewhere.
Yeah, so
It'll play on the Xbox.
Yes, it will.
Hey, I forgot about
As
that.
far as I know, it will.
I got to call Brooke Woods and tell her I found a place to play her CD too. on the Xbox. I wonder if I could plug the Xbox into this. Yeah, anyway. I'll ramble. I'm sorry.
Probably.
Yeah, who knows? But you know what I liked? You handed me this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you laid it on the table for me.
I did. I laid it on the table.
And I flipped it over. And everybody's got to see this. I'm going to hold it up here. 13 songs. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it.
Hey.
I love it.
So, yeah, it's actually parts 1 and 2. But I decided that, I mean, it was always a complete project.
Mm-hmm.
It's just with digital age and people's ability to keep track of songs and not lose interest. I split it into 2 different projects. So like the first 6 are really like the first part of this relationship, and then the straight up demise of it and all that. And then the 7 are like, the next 7 are like getting over it and restoring yourself and realizing like you're better off. So yeah, it is a complete project, but I did split it up.
And based on real life.
Yes, but not in the way that you would think. So if you listen to it, you're going to be like, she really went through a horrible relationship. Like, this is awful. And it actually is about a job.
A job.
Yeah. It's literally about leaving my career path of what I was doing, and just it's what I thought I was going to be doing. I thought I would be doing worship leading, and it was a very rocky couple years, and then COVID hit, and it was even rockier. And honestly, I look at the pandemic almost as a blessing in many ways, because it got me away from very negative relationships, just a negative place, and allowed me to kind of open up and go my own direction instead of still trying to fit into what I thought they wanted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and that's something we was talking about before we went on air. You know, you've really got to stay true to what's in your heart. Mm-hmm. And because there's people out there, and I haven't heard the CD, I'm just saying that right up front, but there's people out there that they're just after one thing, and they're going to promise you the moon, the stars, the world. We can do this, we can do that. And the whole time they're like, oh, well, this is going to cost this is going to cost that. And it's not even costing that, but that money's going in their pocket.
Right.
So it's costing you your career.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because everything has got to be paid up front.
Well, yeah, and people call it investing in yourself.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you're stupid about it either.
Well, they think everybody is.
Yeah.
It's so condescending. It's like, in some avenues, it's like you have a narcissist wanting to be your manager. Mm-hmm. It's really bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sorry. If I was going to date a narcissist, I would have stayed married to the second wife. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We got to go back in time for a second. Okay.
I have flashbacks. I'm a child of the 80s and 70s. I had a flashback.
Hey. But no, I mean, you're right. And what you don't realize in the first part of that is, you know, I mean, there is such thing as love bombing, and people tell you what you want to hear or what they think you want to hear in the beginning. And then
the dreaded yes men.
Yes, exactly. And just also people dangle a lot of carrots out there for you to, you know, they want to see how bad you want it. And the thing is,
that's what always made me mad about the rap game, the rappers, and they had their posse with them, you know, and it was like, it was friends they grew up with that just walked around and told them how great they were all the time.
Their entourage.
Their entourage. And I'm just like, I don't want somebody to tell me I'm great all the daggone time, because that just makes me worse.
Well, and I think that's another thing that I had to learn was, I mean, I've never surrounded myself with a bunch of yes people. I don't think they even existed. Like, I'm sure I could find some, but I've always tried to align myself with truth tellers. And I mean, that's one reason that I love my husband, because he's my biggest supporter, but he's going to tell me. Like, I mean, he told me I was putting on an outfit yesterday, and he looked at me and said,
Uh-huh. There you go.
Just no, that looks stupid. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But he was like, you told me you wanted me to tell you the truth. And I'm, okay, yeah, I guess I did. But
well, I mean, I'm kind of like down home, country, authentic. And look, I have slacked a lot in my clothing attire. I know this, and I do apologize for other people that have been on my show. And I was sitting over here in either a pair of pajama pants or shorts that were way too big and a tank top, and just kind of like having a conversation. So I'm trying to dress better. And
I think you were dressed just fine.
I appreciate that. I don't. It's constricting. But I mean, it's just, I don't like people that just sit around and tell you, oh yeah, you're fine.
No.
You're fine. You're great.
Well, because you don't get better with that. Like,
no, you don't. You don't grow. You don't learn.
And I think that's the thing, that I always want to be growing. I always want to learn. I'm never going to be the best at whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to die trying. Like,
you can be the best you can be.
Yeah.
At any given thing.
Right.
It's just, you have to put your mind to it. You have to study it, and you got to go all in.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think for me, I let fear for a very long time. And even sometimes now, like, because I think as humans, we want that next step. We want to know that it's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's where faith comes in. And for me, that's where my faith had to grow, was that I don't need to know all the answers. I just need to trust and keep moving forward and keep getting better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not about this person over here and their journey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not supposed to be, because stuff that's happened in my life, like that's going to help touch somebody else in a different way than whatever this person's going through. So.
Yeah. And have you run across a person yet that you can tell them your story and they're like, oh, well, mine was worse. Mine was worse.
There's definitely people out there. I mean, yeah, there's definitely those people out there. I think a lot of times what I've taken for granted is that my story can help other people.
See, that's what I've always looked at. Stories are meant, and it was started a long time ago, because you would have like the grandpa of the tribe telling the stories, and it was to teach the young ones. And they learned from it, and they grew from it, and they became better people. And I love that aspect of that. But I've got several friends, no matter what I do.
Yeah.
Oh, they've done it. They got it worse. They've done it worse, or they've got it 3 times better.
Oh no, I can name a couple.
Oh yeah,
off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works,
like,
though.
Yeah. We went to the beach with a group of people one time, and there was somebody that went with us that one of the people made up a story, like made something up off the top of their head, like it was just out there.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, I knew that. That happened to me," and it's like, that's not even real. Like,
this is totally fictional, dude.
Yeah. So,
or is it not? What is it, fictional? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm old. Give me a break. I mean,
I still do that. I'm like, fiction, nonfiction. I don't know.
I do it all the time. I have to turn around and look at Julie, or whenever Caitlin's up here, because Caitlin was up here and produced a show for me, and then Julie wasn't here, and I gave Caitlin hell, and I was like, look, Julie ain't here. You got to pick up the grip, and she's just like staring a hole through me. I was like, okay, well, whatever. I ain't gonna talk to you no more.
I do that with the right and left. Like, I'll be going down the road, and like, I know my right and my left. I do. But if my husband is like in the passenger seat and tells me to go left for that moment, I'm like, where are we?
Yeah, like a little glitch.
Yeah, there's like a glitch in the matrix, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I feel better.
What? Caffeine.
No, I've been drinking water all day. And I drank water on another show. And every now and then I'll do a show and it's like, I just got to go. I got to pee all the time. And it's hard to do a show when you got like 15, 20 minutes. You got to get up and go pee. And I'm a truck driver. I'm supposed to be able to sit for 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't go that way. That's why I'm glad I'm not a singer songwriter or an artist, because if I have too much water during the day,
yeah,
if I was to get up there on stage, I'd be pulling up whatever and just.
You'd probably sweat it all off. You'd just sweat it out. And
either that or people would wonder why I had a water bottle taped around my ankle.
Oh my gosh.
He's got a bathroom buddy. Oh, you're going to crack up on that one now. Okay, got you. That's fun. That was so hilarious earlier, though. What?
What?
You didn't find that hilarious earlier?
What? What part?
Okay, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I screwed up. I double booked. I had two people here at the same time, and I had to push times around.
Okay.
So,
yes.
And the cool, funny part was you knew Crystal.
She half knows me.
And she's like barely knows you or half knows you or whatever. And I went out to tell her bye.
Yeah.
And she was sitting in her van out there laughing. She's like, I can't believe
that she never put two and two together.
She never did. And she's like, that is so cool. And I'm like, yeah, that's funny. It was funny.
Well, as soon as she said her name out there, I was like, okay, the only Crystal I know is Crystal King. It's got to be her.
Yeah.
But I was like, what's the likelihood of that?
Oh, it was wild. And I told her that you were coming, and she's like, I think I know her. I think I was supposed to write with her once before, and we couldn't. She knew that part. Oh,
yeah. Well, because she was younger. Like, she is younger. Not that she suddenly became younger. I don't think that's possible. But anyway.
You never know today.
You never know. But she was a few years younger. And so, we kind of lost track. Like, we both went off our separate ways. And I got married and she got married. And she moved up here. And so life happens. And so I knew her from up here. Like, we became friends because of music.
Right.
So it just never roped all the way around.
Yeah, but it did on my front porch while ago. That was funny.
Did.
I was just like, wow. It was funny. I'm sorry. It was just the way it goes. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm going to look at your accolades here.
Okay.
What was the one that stood out the most for you? And I usually don't do Q&A, but I'm doing a mixture here lately for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay. Honestly, it would have been probably the Indie Star Radio Country Artist of the Year. And the reason I say that was because at the beginning of 2021, I guess the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, I sort of was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to shelf music altogether. I don't think I need to do this anymore. I'm done. Like I was done. So much had happened with worship and just different churches and all of that. And even songwriting, which songwriting was like my safety. Like that was my safe place. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. And I just thought there's too much heartache in this. I would rather just be doing this as a hobby to the side and it's still protected.
Yeah.
And I ended up sending some songs kind of as a last hoorah, like, I don't know, effort to Indie Star. And my thought process was, if they hate them, then I know. Like,
well, no, you don't really know. I mean,
but that was my limit. Like, I was just sort of like, if I send these and nobody likes them, and they don't play them, and they throw them off the air. Like,
so that was your be all end all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like, I don't know why, but that is what I chose. And they wrote back and they were like, we love these. And then like all of a sudden people started like listening and commenting, and it started becoming number ones, and this song became a number one, and that, and whatever.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year they started doing every year they have like, I guess, the fan voted different categories.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting Country Artist of the Year. And that was just a huge thing for me because I didn't realize I had support.
Well, I mean, 1 million streams on Spotify, that's kind of supporting your butt a lot.
Well, okay, I understand that part. I get it. But it's different. Like, it's different when you can actually put a name and a face with like a vote. Like they actually went on and voted, and they're coming to your show or whatever else. Because at the beginning of 2021, I was doing hardly nothing as far as shows. I mean, I started out with internet radio and these little, indie radio stations, and that's sort of where I started. And then started coming to Nashville for writers rounds and started doing other stuff. But up until that point, I was pretty much in church and doing the church thing. And that was what I thought everything was going to be.
So when you was in church, were you doing mostly gospel music then? Writing
Contemporary
gospel?
Christian. Yeah. Worship songs, praise songs. So worship, stuff like that. Christmas album. Just, yeah.
Ooh, Christmas album.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on a Christmas album now, and I'm like, it's hard to be in Christmas mode at 90 degrees.
But see, I'm a sucker for the old traditional Christmas songs. I love them. But I also love a lot of the new ones that are coming out. And there's only so many times an artist can rehash those old over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I ain't heard Jason Aldean sing Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer yet. That would be interesting.
I could see him doing that.
I could see him doing it too.
I could totally see that working.
I mean, but that's what I'm talking about. I want to see and hear some newer ones, some, a different concept type,
I get that. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm going into the studio Friday, because I've redone, which I hope people don't like come after me for this, but Silent Night, I made it swampy, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted it to feel like it's very moody.
Okay.
And kind of think Boondocks or something like that, Little Big Town, that kind of feel.
Yeah.
But I wanted that feel for this project.
Right.
And it's going to be called A Carolina Christmas, or Christmas in Carolina. And I've got one song that I did at the end of last year called Love Came Down, that everything kind of feels very just rootsy. And I want it to seem like basically the family gathered in the living room and made this. Like, that's the feel I want. I want it very simplistic and just down home feel, instead of like this mass production of stuff.
She ain't even looking at me. Me and her's on the same page on some of this stuff. You notice that? Okay. I want it where I would love to see Christmas come back bigger than it ever has.
Yeah. But not the commercialization.
Not the commercial crap.
Yes. Yeah.
Get back to family.
Yes.
And love.
The traditions and just, I mean, and that's actually the song that I just wrote. That's going to be the title track off of it. It's very much about spending Christmas Eve at my grandmother's house and little things that I remember, like, the wooden snowmen that my grandfather carved and put in the front yard, and stuff like that, like her little ceramic green tree that.
Dude, my grandmother had one of those.
Yeah.
It was not green. Okay.
Okay.
Hers was white.
Yes,
and it had the green bulbs.
Okay.
And my mom's, I think, was the same, but she had different colors on it. But what was weird was the lady down the street from us did the ceramic stuff, and she had a kiln and all that stuff. You could go down there
and do it
and make whatever you want.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
There's 3 cats over there me and my mom made together.
Okay, really?
Yeah, there was like a mama cat and 2 baby cats. And the one with the black eye, that was mine. I did that one.
I'm going to look at them when we leave.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
See, I did pottery and ceramics when I was growing up. And like those are things that I remember, like, you know, making the little gingerbread angels and just stuff like that. Like, you know, I spent so much time with my grandparents. And so that was a huge part of the holidays. And
well, see, that was when I designed the show. I designed the show with, I remember a table very similar to this.
Okay.
And my mom had one similar to this that was round, and you could pull it and put the leaf in, and it was like oblong. But this reminded me the most of family.
I get that.
And
actually, my table's very similar.
Is it?
Yes.
Cool. I love it.
Mine came from my aunt. So
yeah. Well,
but wait, actually, well,
the chairs may be similar.
So this part is we have the
handrails.
Yeah, the handrails.
Armrest or whatever.
That half the people can't fit.
Yeah.
So we have some bigger chairs that people can.
We need to swap out chairs.
We might need to. No, it's a tight. Like, I'm good, but if you're
if you're fluffy, it's a little hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. But yeah, that was one thing I did was I wanted to bring back that whole family feel.
I get that.
To it, you know, and more personable.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's something. I mean, that's what I want with my music because growing up, you know, I was the loner kid. I was the introvert, and I'm an only child, and so I would go home and I would write about everything that happened during the day and stuff that occurred because I didn't really have people to talk to. I mean, I had my friends, but you know, you don't get too deep at.
No, I got pretty deep in my head because I mean, I was an only child and I only had 3 channels on the TV.
Yeah.
I was the remote half the daggone time. Dad tell me to turn the channel.
Yeah.
But I spent the biggest majority of my time outside and experimenting and thinking of things and building stuff. And
I get it.
I even bought, I snuck and bought a big old box of wooden matches. And I built, it's going somewhere, trust me. I built
say about the night the lights went out in Georgia. The whole town burned down.
But I took and I built like a little wooden house.
Okay.
And then I took my magnifying glass and I burnt that sucker to the ground. But it was something to do. I mean, there was nobody else to play with, hang out with, or anything. You know, I mean, I was the only child.
I think that's a boy thing too, though, to burn things up.
What, burn stuff?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, because what that taught me was how to work that magnifying glass just right.
Yeah.
And then I got to where I could take pieces of wood and I could put names.
That's
and
awesome.
I could draw on it. I could do all kinds of stuff.
Soldering iron at my grandfather's, but
yeah, well, you know,
no, my cousin would light stuff on fire all the time. And he got one of my grandfather's big old pots, like one of his nice pots, burned the entire inside. Now, granted, I was with him, so but
you wasn't guilty though.
But I just stood there and watched.
Okay.
And then he set like the garden on fire, and he got his butt beat.
I'm surprised you didn't. Guilty by association.
Nope, I went inside. I just slipped on off like I didn't do anything. I am innocent.
That's hilarious. I love that. Man. Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, you said only child, grandma, family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I connect so much with that, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's crazy how I think a lot of people have gotten away from it. And even though, like, my podcast and everything is on the digital airways and everything else, I think people look at their phone too much.
Oh, my husband would totally agree with you. He thinks I do. I was telling her before I even came in, like, he hates it. I'm always on my phone.
Somebody's at the door. My daughter's here. Yay. But yeah, it was just, I think the saddest thing in the world is like if you go to a restaurant and you see a couple there and neither one of them's talking to each other, but they both got their phones out.
Yeah.
And they ain't listening to music.
No.
I think it's sad.
I mean, you have to be, I think it's so easy to be distracted by things.
Yeah. Like people walking in and looking at you with a mask on and all that good stuff. What's up? Okay. Well, at least she's happy. Nope, you can't. Well, you can do that. It's always something around here. It's interesting.
It's good. It makes life fun.
Well, yeah. Interesting even. Well, you can tell me about it when we get through recording. Yay. I say that's what I like about doing it here.
Yeah.
Doing it in my dining room, you know.
Well, I think it allows for better conversation because there's not like this. I mean, you're not in a studio with like a bunch of bright lights shining on you and like cues and people telling you you can't say this or do this or stand here, look at this.
Yeah.
You know, it's conversation, and I think that makes a huge difference. Like it makes
I prefer
huge difference. Oh yeah. I mean, I think when you I don't know. I think that that's some of what's wrong with society today is we don't take enough time to like actually talk to one another. Like there's, you know, all those sayings out there that are like, we don't take the time to actually listen. We just take the time to respond.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Well, I mean, if you take a look at your phone, the technology and everything that is in the palm of your hand. But the only thing you can do is see who just commented on your Facebook page. Take a few minutes. Listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Pull up the Kindle app and read a book.
Read a book.
Pull up GarageBand and write a song.
Yeah.
Be creative with it. Instead of just going, why did Barbara just say she didn't like my little meme? You know, don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're getting off track. I got to rearrange my butt. What? At least I wasn't like Crystal talking about putting pillows in her pants and making her butt big and all that stuff. That was funny.
Interesting. Okay.
It was interesting. Fascinating. I have a cat. You ain't allergic to cats, are you?
I'm good. I have a cat.
You got a cat?
I do have a cat.
Well, that's Sin. They call her Sin, but her real name is Cinder. So Sin's short for Cinder.
Okay.
And then the other one running around here somewhere is Freya.
I saw her right before I came in.
Yeah, she's the one with the extra digits on her front paws.
She's cute.
She's a Highlander.
I like her little ears.
They are cute how they curl a little bit, you know? Meow.
Are you a talker? Yeah.
Yes, she's a talker. And don't rub her belly.
Okay.
Because she will pop you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Y'all, my daughter is giving hand signals and telling the cat to come on. And I'm surprised the cat actually listened to her and followed her. Yeah, cat whisperer. That's it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, God. heard it all now. A cat whisperer. Meow. What kind of cat you got?
It's a tortoise color. Her
Oh,
name's
a
Ray.
normal cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a cat.
She's a tortie. That's funny.
She talks all the time. She's obsessed with my husband. I had a cat that passed away in November. Her name was Izzy, and she was 17. And she hated everybody but me. And so this cat absolutely adores my husband, like is obsessed. And he's not used to it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, and so she'll come up and start licking him. He's like, please don't do that. Like, just stop. Please don't do that.
If I'm sitting over there on the couch watching TV, Sin will come and get in my lap. She won't move.
Yeah.
And she will just lay there. And Freya, she follows me around.
Yeah.
And tries to get in my, well, they both try to get in my room. And Freya gets up around my neck, rubbing her head and doing all kinds of stuff and just loving all over me all the time. It's funny because I'm not a big animal person.
Oh.
But it's like always cats and dogs and everything. They're just like, love me.
I would say I'm not a big people person. I'm more of an animal person. Like, give me animals all day, every day. I'm good.
No, they're still needy and begging and.
See, I'm good with that though. Like, I want something to need me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just don't really want like people that need me.
That's because there's always attachments with that. Cats and dogs, they just want you to pet them, love them, feed them.
Pretty much.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know, just.
I like people to a certain degree. It's just I prefer animals. I think that's the only child in me. Like, it's just like I got used to not having a bunch of people around. So why would I want them now?
Well, I've been single 4 years, and I prefer being alone. You know, I got used to that, and then my daughter and the granddaughter moved in, and the economy, man. I mean, it's forcing families everywhere to basically compress everything together, you know, and everybody trying to make it. But I digress. I'm sorry. I'm running out of stuff to talk about in my head.
That's okay.
I'm tired. All over this paper, I've got Catfish, I got SongBird, One to Watch, Curious, and these are all that's on that.
Yeah, those.
It's all on there here.
They should be, yes. So the very first song I released was a song called "I Break Things," and
You break things.
yeah, and I call it. It's usually what I start my shows with, just because I want to set people up to know what they're getting, because they're probably going to see me do something stupid before the end of the show. Like I'm probably gonna. I don't know. Lots of things have happened, and
With a show, anything's possible.
yeah.
It really is.
But with me, like, even the impossible is possible. Like, if people say, well, that's never happened, just wait.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't seen me yet. Okay. But with that song, like, it was the first one that I actually released and did anything with. And I love that song. I wrote it because I slammed through the garage door for 2-3 times in a row.
Okay, in a car?
Yeah. In the car. Yeah. I was pulling in a little too hot and just kind of took the garage. Anyway, and so after the last one where I pulled the garage door onto the car and did some extensive damage, I went inside and I wrote "I Break Things," and I was like, here, honey.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
He didn't like it though, did he?
He liked the effort.
Who's going to pay for this?
And he loves the song. He does love the song, but yeah, I mean, I am no longer allowed in the garage.
Okay.
My car this is a different car, and actually, he is the one that caused the big scratch on that one.
Oh,
that's his fault.
That come back on him, didn't it? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Actually, when I first got the 4Runner, I had just gotten it and I let him drive it. And we were going down the road and he hit 2 trash cans on the side of the road and just and was like, oh, those were closer than I thought. And I thought, and you're going to fuss at me? Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the trash can is going to do some damage.
Yeah. It just made a little dent. Like, not too bad. Not the garage door dent, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, I mean, he took it okay. We're fine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Garage is still.
No divorce over the garage.
No.
Okay.
There's some chunks out of it. There is a bend in the door. Sometimes it gets stuck. It's not a big deal.
Did you put a Band-Aid on it?
I haven't. Maybe that'll help it.
It might.
The whole frame's actually warped on one side. Like I bent the frame.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's okay. Things happen.
So the one thing that stands out on here is Catfish. That's the one I was really wanting to ask you about.
Yeah.
Is that like the internet catfish type thing?
It's kind of both. So I grew up fishing. And
Okay.
so I was always told about catfish and they make their little weird noises. And,
Oh, yeah.
And thus the internet or the MTV show is Catfish.
Yeah.
And so I kind of did it with both things in mind. It's definitely geared toward you're out fishing and this dude's, trying to catch bait and whatever else. But yeah, it's definitely about a liar and yeah.
That's kind of loaded.
It is. It's a loaded song. Yes. Yes, exactly.
I like it. I might have to jam out on that. There's all kinds of stuff I'm going to have to look at. Because this is the first time me and you even met.
I know.
You sent a thing on my... Didn't she the one that sent the... Yeah, you sent a message to the show.
I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
I like that.
I mean, it could go one of two ways. You could either hate it, be like, don't ever contact me again.
Nope. No, I seen, she pulled it up and sent it to me, and then I looked it up, and I was just like, book her.
Okay.
And then I ended up booking you.
Well, thanks.
And then I double booked.
That's okay.
And then I screwed up.
Things happen.
It's... I might have to steal your song.
Which one? I break things?
Yeah, I'm going to change the word into it. I screw things up.
Doesn't flow quite as... Okay. We can try it. We'll work on it. You're welcome to it.
Yay. Get the contract.
Mechanical license that.
Yeah, well, that and this, you can change a lot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You like my purity water?
It is. It's fantastic.
I like purity water.
It is very natural in spring.
Except when
Fresh.
I've been working all day drinking purity water.
Then you need caffeine.
Yeah, and then I need some caffeine.
Yeah.
Something.
I got you. I understand.
You got to do something. Because it's a long day. Where you playing at next?
So I'm playing downtown tomorrow at Tennessee Brew Company or Tennessee Brewing Brewworks.
Brewworks, I think it
Jeez
is.
Louise. Okay. There's a lot of brewing companies out there.
I don't know.
Tennessee Brewworks. I'm playing around down there at 6, and then I'm playing at Big Jimmy's on 2nd.
Right.
At 9:15, and then I will be in Gatlinburg on Wednesday.
Wow.
At Old Smoky Mountain Brewery, I think.
There's so many up there too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's in Gatlinburg. That's all I know. I have the address. We'll get there.
I'm gonna hide in a suitcase.
Okay. And then I've got 2 different things on Thursday. One is for National Overdose Awareness Day.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing a candlelight visual for that. And then I'm in South Carolina on Friday at What Ails You.
Mm-hmm.
And back in North Carolina Saturday for 2 shows. And then in Charlotte on Sunday. And then I'm back here next Monday.
I'm just impressed you had all that in your head.
Well, it's because I had to do a thingamajigger earlier because I forgot the Sunday show.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I forgot it, and I didn't attach it to my schedule. And I was like, oh. So it's like right there, right now.
Yeah.
It'll be gone by tomorrow.
what I had to do, because she's got an email on the davidbradley.com, I had to actually link our calendars.
Oh.
Because I was getting things screwed up.
Yes.
She's hollering at me going, no, you don't have anything that day. And I'm like, no, I doubt it. It's right here. Well, no, and it's just, so now we share a calendar, and it makes things so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband, so I put everything online. I try to.
Yeah, I noticed.
Unless it's like this last minute thing, and then I forget to put it on there, like, because things happen.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually going back and doing that tonight, like making sure that I've done everything. But I put it online, and my husband just pulls up my website, and it's like, okay, you're here. Like that's how we function at this point. Is
I mean it's crazy. I mean it's people don't realize. I mean they've got their day-to-day life. They get up, they go to work, come home, pick up the kids, go to the store, blah blah blah. It just gets into a routine.
Yeah.
But when you're doing this stuff, I mean, you've got to have an itinerary almost every day.
Yeah. And
try to plan it out at least 2-3 weeks in advance.
Well, and one thing that I'm bad about, because I'm that person that's like, I'm like an oil rig, and I'm scared it's going to like dry up at some point. And so I'm like, nope, we're going to just drill through this as much as we can. We're just going to keep drilling. Like, get all of it done. And then I get to a place where I'm so tired that it's like, so I'm trying to do better with like trying to balance things. Yeah. And especially going into next year, because I mean, I've got everything planned for the rest of this year, but starting bookings for next year now. And I'm wanting to at least do, whether it's a few days here or a week here or something. Because what I ran into this year with doing so many shows was the creative process.
Oh, it'll drain.
You don't have anything left. And two, like I was working on the second part of the album, and I would have to keep changing what I was like changing when I was going to the studio and stuff like that. And it just kept going on and on. And so, yeah, I've got to get better about it.
Yeah, that's, I've told people before, it's even with the podcast, because I mean, it's very similar what we have to do.
Yeah.
But you got the bookings and people coming in and doing this and doing that. And there's times where I've done stuff and I'm like getting off work at 3:30 and I'm thinking, tonight I'm going to bed at 9:00. I've got to be in bed by 9:00 because I have to be up at 4:00 in the morning. Yeah. Because I still got the day job.
Yeah.
But anyway, and there's times I'll be like, shit, it's 11:00.
Yeah.
Because I get so busy and so in depth in everything that I'm doing.
Right.
I mean, it just gets crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing too. I mean, when you're married or you have a family, like that's something else that you have to keep balanced. And I will say my husband is terrific and has the patience of Job when it comes to me. Because I have a one-track mind, and it's I've got to do this. I've got to, book this or go play this or try this and he's the one that's constantly like, you need to calm yourself down.
Yeah. And chillax.
And like, two, we need to spend some time together. And it's nothing against him. It's that I'm so hyper focused that everything else becomes obsolete in the process. And so I'm trying very, very hard as I've gotten older to find that balance.
Yeah. I'm 58. I ain't found it yet.
I'm gonna say that 2024 is the year that I'm gonna learn.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, but when I started all this, I mean, it was just like a friend of mine suggested it, and then I started looking into it, and it was just like something just told me this is what you're supposed to do, and I'll be honest, this is the most dedicated I've been to any project I've ever took on.
Yeah.
And it is, if I'm not careful, it consumes me.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
I mean, I've even had friends tell me, dude, talk about something else.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Okay, I know who your next 3 guests are. I know what time they're coming on. I know what you've got here. And I'm sick and tired of hearing you say this word itinerary. And I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, it's what I live by.
I get that.
It's crazy.
I totally get that.
Oh, yeah. And I ain't even married. Hell. That's why I have to have people keep me in line.
You have your truth tellers.
Yeah, I have my truth.
Yeah. We need those.
I don't. Well, I mean, sometimes they go overboard on telling me the truth.
Eh.
Yeah. Couple of them anyway. Where did you hear about my show?
I have no idea. Oh, I do know. Justin.
Justin who?
I watched the show for Justin Love.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Love.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Daggum.
You know what's funny as hell about him? I've hung out with him.
Yeah.
And he sits there and he'll talk to you and he just as country as it gets. And then he gets on that microphone and he's, oh my God, there's a couple of love songs he sings.
Yeah, that you would never.
And you're just like, dude, I just talked to you 5 minutes ago. Where in the hell did that voice come from? I mean, he was just like, because there's so many people you see and you're just like, you kind of figure, how they're going to sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Justin will blow you away. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's wild. And do you know Jay Edwards?
I don't think so.
He's been in Nashville forever. He's a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
And he's got one of those voices. You know how some people you can go, well, you sound like, and you're kind of favor, and okay, you can put these 3 people together, and that's
But his
probably,
is like, nah.
Jay Edwards' voice
Yeah.
is his voice. That's it.
That's awesome.
You cannot compare him to anybody. I've tried.
Yeah.
I've sat and thought about it. And like with Justin is just, I mean, he's a big old sweetheart. And he's got all these love songs and stuff. And I'm just like, dude, man, he needs to start a Journey tribute band.
You think?
With his vocal range and his voice. He's a little bit more gravelly, though, on a couple of them.
It'd be a nice little twist on it.
It would be a twist. Yeah. It would be fun. I like it.
But yeah, that's I watched that one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes. If I hated it, do you really think I would?
That was a loaded question.
I hate this. I'm not going to.
That was a loaded question. I had to throw it in there. Shits and giggles out of something anyway.
I absolutely despised it. Why would I send an email?
I couldn't stand you.
I decided I was a glutton for punishment and just.
I wanted to come on and see if I could be roasted.
Yeah.
Nah, ain't gonna work.
I mean, we could.
I don't know. I'd rather throw some steaks on the grill.
Yeah, that does sound better as far as a roast.
It would be fun. Go out and buy half a cow and just throw a big bonfire out there.
Half a cow.
Yeah.
There's places that just sell half a cow.
It's in that freezer right there.
Oh, okay. Well, there
I bought a half a cow.
Oh. Okay.
You didn't know what they do that over in North Carolina?
Well, I've never gone and bought half a cow.
You can go up to a farmer and say, "Are you selling anything?"
Oh.
And then they'll usually recommend a slaughterhouse and
Okay, but I live in the country now.
Mm-hmm.
But I moved to the country. Like,
okay.
My husband was from the country. I was from the city.
Okay.
Everything was 5 minutes away from me.
Okay. Well, your husband knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm sure he does. Like, we have cows down the street. And occasionally they get out in the yard and, like, you've got to dodge them as you're driving down the street.
Yeah, don't hit one. It'll tear your car all to hell.
Oh, he hit one. He hit a bull It was before we got married.
Wow.
Yeah, and it defecated in his front seat and died.
Okay, I cannot put a mental picture to that. I'm sorry. I mean, a full-size bull. And
It was, because he was going to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and it had gotten out. It was had steer, like whatever. Horns.
Yeah, those things. Them things.
As you can tell, I'm really country. But anyway, and so he was going down this dark road, didn't see it, hit it. He was driving like a Blazer, I think. Mm-hmm. And went through the windshield, died in the front seat or the passenger seat. But
wow.
It completely.
So it wasn't full grown.
Oh, no, it's full grown. Like it totaled his, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wow. And pooped in the seat.
Yep.
Another poop joke.
I never asked him if it actually got on him, too.
He wouldn't tell you.
I don't know if he would or not. He probably doesn't remember.
No, man, who knows?
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Now I got to go home and call him and be like, hey, did that cow poop on you?
Did you have poop on you? Passing notes.
I see that.
It's notes. I don't hear it. You hear it?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's not picking up on the microphones.
No.
I don't give a damn. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. We're cool. We're good.
Telling all the family secrets.
I know, right? We do it all around here. SongBird. I like the name of that.
Thanks. Yeah, the title track is very, very sad. Just prepare yourself.
Which one's the title track?
SongBird.
I don't even see it on there. Oh, there it is.
I was going to say, did I forget to not put it on there?
No, it's on here. It's number 10. Usually the title track's like 4 or 5.
I know. I do things different.
You're just mixing everything up.
I do.
That's okay.
I do.
I have to listen to that.
Yeah, I've already named like my next project, and I want the last song to actually be the title track.
Bradley's Paradise?
Maybe.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Like a remake of Gangster's Paradise?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't disrespect that song. That was one of the best songs, I thought. Mm-hmm. I just loved that whole mix on it, everything.
Who was it? Stevie Wonder? No, but it was sampled. A part of it was part of, or am I thinking a different one?
I have no clue. You lost me.
Gangster's Paradise.
Pull it up.
It's actually.
Talking in the microphone.
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry. Okay. Too many things.
What?
I'm sorry.
We multitask around here.
I know. It sampled. I thought it sampled Stevie Wonder. Pastime Paradise.
Pastime Paradise? Hmm? Oh, he sampled it and made Pastime Paradise.
Well, no. So Stevie Wonder had Pastime Paradise.
Okay.
And then Coolio redid it.
Right.
Made it Gangsta Paradise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. It's actually very, very similar to it.
Amazing.
But I mean, he had all the permissions to do so.
Yeah, well, that's nice when people do that.
I know. I mean, it doesn't happen much these days, but yes.
Nowadays, you can just push a button, download something, and sample it and do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
That's just like TikTok. My daughter does my TikTok account.
Yeah.
And what she does is she goes to my YouTube.
Oh, and just takes
and takes it and does that little slide thing that comes with TikTok to how many seconds and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay, have fun. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
So, yeah, speaking of TikTok, I'm horrible at TikTok. Like,
Wow, you're young.
I don't know. For some reason, I have like this, I just don't want to do it. Like, I sit there and I watch these people do it, and I'll go on there every once in a while, but I get bored with it.
I'm just learning reels, how to do reels on Instagram and
I'll
stuff.
do a reel, but I know it's the same thing, but I can't stand going on TikTok. Like,
Yeah,
I know I need to. I've already talked to all these people that are like, you've got to do that. I know.
I've talked to several people that told me that people under 30 were actually turning away from TikTok now.
Yeah, probably.
And that they were going more for the Instagram and, God, there was something else. I can't remember who they said it was. But anyway, they were steering away from TikTok.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I don't like, I've just never liked it.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't like the, the agreement stuff that you got to do with it and all that. I don't like all that because it says it can access your phone and your camera at any time it wants to.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, eh.
I don't know. I have some kind of disconnect when it comes to TikTok. I want to be very good at it. Like, I just do, because that's me, perfectionist. It comes out. And I want to be good at it. And then I go to do one and I'm like, there's so many other things I can go do. Like, I can go write a song.
Yeah.
Let me just go write a song and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a whole lot better.
But then other people are like, well, no one's ever going to hear that song because you don't have a TikTok.
All thing I do is sing it.
I know.
Put it on YouTube. You got a YouTube channel,
I
right?
do.
Yeah. See? That's all you got to do.
I used to do that a lot more too.
You need to do it more often.
I know.
It'd be fun.
I know.
You could put your pajamas on and do it.
I could.
Hey, look, the topic here lately has been
Pajamas.
me doing a pajama show. That has been the I brung it up when Taylor Hughes and Hannah Wright was here. And me saying that has started blowing up where people are wanting to do that pajama show. So
Yeah.
Go
for it.
I'm going to do a pajama show.
I think, yeah.
And I'm going to find
They
it.
actually have a round in LA. That's the slumber party sessions or something like that.
Well,
And you go dressed in your pajamas.
yeah. Well, Crystal was telling me something about jamming in your jammies
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't
Why
know.
not?
I don't care.
Why not?
Don't matter to me.
I mean, pajama day was always my favorite day in like school.
Not
During
mine.
Spirit Week.
Not mine. When you don't own pajamas.
You just go in sweats.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Yoga pants. No, I'm kidding.
I'm here. Oh, Lord of mercy. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So this is country pop singer and songwriter. Mm-hmm. You got pop songs on here?
So I do. So some of, actually, I would say a lot of the ones on SongBird are probably geared more toward pop. I drift back and forth.
Well, man, that's what I'm going for is showing the diversity because you did a lot of religious stuff.
I did. My first album that I came out with in 2015 was actually contemporary Christian songs.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what my focus was. And
my biggest band that I've loved over the years, ever since they came out, was Stryper.
Okay.
I love Stryper.
Yeah.
Michael Sweet and the way he writes and everything. Even his Michael Sweet solo stuff, I loved his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a hell of a great guy. I'd like to meet him.
I was going to say, have you met him?
Like he could come on the show and hang out with me or
call him, email him. Like, hey,
please, it's my people, your people. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, maybe. There's channels you have to go through.
Just plow ahead. Just go through them all.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, it's like the story somebody said. They was talking about they were doing a show, and then of course went to the restroom, and standing there, and like a guy walks in and goes, "Hey, you're and wanting to shake his hand while standing at the urinals,
Yeah.
and talk to him and all this stuff, and the dude's like, do you mind?"
Yeah. There's times where, yeah.
Y'all ain't got to worry about that. You got the stalls.
No, but I will say this. So I played a show probably a month ago, and somebody introduced themselves actually to me after I finished, which I'm glad it wasn't during, honestly. But she came over and she said hey to me, and she told me she really liked what I was doing. And there was that part of me that was like, I want a picture and I want an autograph. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not going to be that person.
Yeah.
So like I took all my stuff to the car. She even offered to like help me take my stuff to the car, which I thought was super nice. And yeah. And so I ended up sending her a message on Instagram later and just said, thank you for what you said. It was very encouraging.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But yeah, it's still one of those things. Like I just, if somebody's out there enjoying what they're doing, I just can't do it. I can't mess with them. I'm like, I really like you.
I don't think I've ever done that. Even when I was doing, well, I mean, especially when I was doing lights and sound, I'd be like, hey, because half the time I didn't even know these people.
Yeah.
And they come up and they're fixing to play, early shows, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey man, what's going on? You know what you like in lights? And
Okay. Yeah.
and they're like, well, whatever you think's best. And I'm like, well, are you country or you rock or what are you?
Who are you?
Yeah. And well, I hardly ever asked them their name.
Yeah.
And then later on in life, I was like,
Oh.
dude, I ran lights for him. How about that crap? And
I opened up for somebody years ago, and they were just a complete jerk. Like, I don't know what else to say.
oh, I can give you a list of those.
Yeah. But this person was like, because I was also in charge of like the schedule and making sure they were to get up there at a certain time.
Right.
And I went to tell them like, hey, I'm doing my set now. Like, you've got 30 minutes or whatever. And they looked at me and like just looked up into the whatever and told their little person that she's bothering me. Like, and I thought, okay, I'm done with you. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I just went back and did my set and whatever. And then you watch them turn it on for everybody else, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's one reason that I've always tried to be the same. Like, I try to be the same. Now, sometimes you're just tired and whatever.
Yeah, but I can explain that, know.
And I will explain that. Like,
Exactly.
if I'm just having a bad day, usually I'll share that with people and be like, listen, my car stopped on the way here, and
my husband hit a cow.
yeah, this happened, and our water heater exploded. Like, whatever. Like, I try to give the reason why, but yeah, I think seeing that very early on, I was like, I never want to be like that.
Yeah. And that's the way I was. I mean, I was always, just to break it down very simply, I don't care you made $5 million off a song. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
That's what I was going to say. Good for you. Great.
I am proud for you. You have a talent and you did what you needed to do and you've gotten to where you are today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you still put your pants on like I do, unless you found a new trick.
And then share it, please.
Maybe. you still take a shower in the morning, brush your teeth, you do everything. You're still human. Don't lose the human factor.
Well, and I think unless you're just really good at playing it, I think eventually people see through that too.
Yeah.
And it'll change people's opinions. It'll.
Well, I mean, people shouldn't pretend to be something that they're not.
No.
Because eventually all that just shines through.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I try to tell people, look, I'm clumsy. I'm an introvert. It drains me. Like, I will do a show. I will talk to whoever. I will kiss a baby, whatever I'm supposed to do. And,
I ain't kissing no baby. I'm sorry.
No, I really don't want to kiss a baby. But my point is, like, I want to talk to you. I really do want to know people's stories.
Yeah.
But I also go home and I'm drained. And, you know, that I want my time with my husband too. So it's just that balance. It's trying to figure that out. And I think a lot of times people turn on and turn off.
Yeah.
And I just never want to do that.
Yeah. I know that. Know that feeling all too well. I mean, there's a lot of times where I just, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy hanging out. Mm-hmm. But there's other times where I get invited to places and I'm just like, yeah. Dude, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I am so freaking wore out. I need a me night.
Yeah.
And that pretty much consists of dinner, pajamas, sitting in the recliner over there. And for some reason, I've got freaking hooked on Suits.
Oh, I've never watched that.
I'm just hooked on it. I think one night I've sat there and binge watched all of season 1 in one night.
That's how I am with serial killer podcasts. All the way up here, I was listening to Southern Fried True Crime because I ran out of material for Gruesome and the other one I listened to. Like, I've listened to all of them, and yeah, I have a problem.
See, I'm not a true crime type listening to stuff, but what gets me is I like the video part.
Yeah.
Of watching people get what they deserve.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's kind of like you see the guy with the big jacked up truck and all that other stuff, and he's shooting birds at people and being rude and all that other stuff. And then the car pulls up to him after he went on down the road, and the car comes up to him and he's flipped his truck over or wrecked it or something.
Oh, jeez.
It's hilarious.
So you're into karma. Like, you want to see
I love karma.
Yeah.
She's a bitch, but she's a funny bitch.
No, but I think I like true crime because of the psychology that goes into it. Like,
I ain't got time for that.
Well, I think because my husband's a counselor. So I think
there's a connection.
There is a connection. And so he got into the whole, he actually just texted me. He's probably like, where are you? What's going on? Are you dead? Anyway,
we're talking.
Anyway, but I'll text him in a minute. But
you want to call him?
No, it's okay.
I can patch him in through the board.
He'll be like, what are you doing?
We can patch him in through the board.
Nah.
We could have fun with that one.
We could. He's probably in a mood at this point. We don't need that. But yeah, I think because he loves the psychology part of it, and he would explain certain things because I always wanted to know, like, what just goes into somebody's head that all of a sudden they're going to snap and kill 15 people. Like,
I've wondered that myself a lot.
And so many times, like, you can kind of see it coming. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
so
like,
that part just fascinates me. And there's a few of them out there that, like, go into the psychology of it. And it's just, I don't know, like, I nerd out on that, as weird as that sounds.
That's funny. I don't know. I've never gotten into it. I mean, it's a lot of people love them.
Yeah.
Their numbers are through the roof. It is amazing. But I've never been, I don't know. I'm just not a true crime person. It's like my daughter. She loves that true crime stuff.
Yeah.
And John Wayne Gacy and all the serial killers and all that stuff, which, I mean, I find that fascinating, but that's like that one guy that people said that he was handsome.
Oh,
drove a Volkswagen. I can't remember his name.
Any other time I'd remember his name.
See, you're supposed to know this.
I know. Hold on. Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yeah. And they said he was extremely handsome and all this other stuff. And I'm looking at video and I'm going, that boy ugly. What you talking about?
I do that a lot.
He's like gross.
Like I'm like, what was it, the style back then? Like what?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was the disco style back then, but I mean, it was just, he was not an attractive man, I didn't think.
No, I've thought the same thing. Yeah.
And yes, guys do judge other guys. I don't care. I don't care what they say.
No, that's fair.
Because they're not going to hang out with an ugly dude at a bar. They're going to hang out with a better looking guy than them. So they can be the wingman.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I could tell so much stuff.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Nothing.
Have you listened to those?
What?
The relationship podcast. It amazes me those things are taking off.
No, I really don't. Mm-mm.
I'm just like,
I think I'm just obsessed with serial killer podcasts at the moment.
yeah, well, I mean.
I think because, too, like, I travel so much at night.
Well, yeah, you got to have something to keep you scared and awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep your brain going.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, then you stop at, like, Buc-ee's and you're, like, looking around like, could that person kill me? Like, what's going to happen? I mean, I was coming up here today and I was listening to this one podcast where the person saw somebody in the back of this other person's vehicle and they were, like, beating on the window. And they called the police about it. And so then I went by this white van with no windows and I thought, they probably got somebody in the back.
Chained to the wall.
Yep.
You never know.
If I see a hand, I'm calling. Like,
I will tell you this, being a truck driver.
yeah.
People don't really like truck drivers.
See, I've known truck drivers, so I think I have a respect.
But the number one people that save a lot of kids out there from being abducted and everything else is a truck driver looking down in somebody's vehicle and seeing them and making that phone call and getting them stopped and getting them, even if it's just to verify that they are who they are and the kid's okay.
Yeah.
You know, don't get mad at the truck driver because there's so many of them that they've actually saved.
That's awesome.
You know, and I've been out there for 7 million miles. I've done.
Oh, wow.
I figured it up the other day and it was just like, I even went, holy crap, really? But I did it on an average of what I drove. So, and it was just, a lot of people need to give thanks. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry being on a lot.
It's almost time to
go to bed. Well, I mean, we've been on here for an hour and 22, so.
Well, you said earlier you go to bed at 9, or sometimes you go to bed at 9.
I wished I could go to bed at 9. Because now I got editing to do.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I'll do a little bit of it or I'll put it off till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I'll come home and I'll edit and get everything loaded in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a brutal process. Very brutal.
Goodness.
I know, right? All right. Well, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome back anytime.
Well, thank you.
All thing you gotta do is call and say, hey, I'm coming to Portland again.
Okay. Well, I will do that. And I'll be like, hey, you got anybody else booked?
Yeah, talk to Julie. Look, anybody wants to be on the show, only thing you got to do is holler at me or holler at Julie. And then if you holler at me, I'm just going to turn right around and say holler at Julie because I've screwed the pooch on several things. And I'm just like, she does it a whole lot better than I do.
Well, when I get the Christmas stuff done, I will send it to you. And you can let me know what you think of it.
I would love that.
Okay.
I would love that because I love the Christmas stuff. I love the family feel and everything about it. And I think a lot of people need to get back to that. That's one reason why I think a lot of people are liking Halloween so much lately is because a lot of the family is getting more involved in the Halloween.
I could see that.
And it used to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, where Julie lived down the street from me when we were growing up. And it was nothing to have 100, 150 people.
Oh, the introvert in me just...
Yeah, I know. And one of my favorite things to do was I put on my motocross boots.
Yeah.
Motocross pants, motocross shirt, and I would put a helmet on that had the full motocross face guard and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the motorcycle gloves, and I would sit in the chair in the front yard like I was stuffed.
Oh.
And then a whole group of them would come in, and I'd just jump out at them, you know. It was funny. I loved it. It's nothing like being startled in the night.
Yeah, my husband and I do paranormal stuff. Like, we go to, like, these haunted places and stuff.
Oh, my God. She needs to do the podcast with Anna.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm all into Halloween stuff. And
Cool.
yeah. But yeah.
We'll have to find out about all that.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Yay. All right. Look in that camera right there. This one.
This one.
This
Okay.
one. Tell everybody all your socials, where they can find you.
Okay.
Talk into the microphone.
Sorry, let's move it this way. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Okay. I am Jennifer Alvarado. You can find me at jenniferalvarado.com or Jennifer Alvarado Music on Instagram, TikTok that I don't use, Facebook. Just put that caveat in there. You know what? I might use TikTok this week. I'll try it. But yeah, just look me up. And actually, if you can't remember my name and you think avocado, you can actually look up Jennifer Avocado Music and it pops up.
Really?
Yes.
God, I got to look that up now. That'd be so funny. Oh, God. All right. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I think you need your pajamas and just go on to bed.
No, it'd be nice, but I still got to eat.
Okay.
Is that pizza? Ooh. Pizza. Or what was it, that one thing? Pizza. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
It's nothing but fun around here, I'm telling you. Come hang out a weekend. You'll have fun.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We're going to get off here. Jennifer, thank you for being here. And remember, everybody, this is my little soapbox time. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Get the numbers up on the artists that you like. If you like me or my show, get my numbers up, because that helps people do more content for y'all. Gets the artist to where you can actually go 3 blocks or to your city and see this artist playing, because booking agents and everybody are looking at what your numbers are and all that other fun stuff. So take that with you. And Jennifer, again, we really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And we'll holler at you later. Y'all be good. Bye.